My name is Dr. Michael Stewart, and I serve as the Associate Vice President for Student Affairs here at Middle Georgia State University. As we prepare to begin our ceremony today, we ask your assistance ensuring that the family member or friend you are here to see gets the recognition that they have earned. The graduation procession will begin in a few moments, and you'll be able to see the entire ceremony on the screens to my left and right. Any guests not seated at that time will be asked to remain where they are until the procession has concluded, at which time guests will be allowed to go to their seats. We do request that you remain in your seats during the procession. A video recording will be available on our YouTube channel for you to share with family and friends. Also, professional photographers are capturing still shots of your loved ones as they make their way into the venue and across the stage. During the ceremony, all of our graduates look forward to hearing their name called as they cross the stage. So we ask that you please limit your celebration and hold your applause until the end, when our provost will invite you to join him in offering our heartfelt congratulations to all of our graduates. On a related note, although we believe that all of our graduates are important, honor graduates who have received bachelor's degrees are recognized with a Latin phrase given after the reading of their name. Those who graduate cum laude, which means with honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.5 and 3.7. Those who graduate magna cum laude, which means with great honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.7 and 3.9. And those who graduate summa cum laude, or with highest honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.9 and 4.0. As a final sound-related request, we do ask that you check to see that you have silenced your cell phone at this time. Lastly, we do request when the ceremony ends that you exit the building promptly and proceed outside to continue the celebration with your guests. Also at the end, during the alma mater, you'll be asked to stand. If you'll just remain standing until all of the graduates have left, we would appreciate that. In the unlikely event of an emergency or evacuation during today's ceremony, we ask that you calmly move to designated areas as we work to communicate further instructions. So, with all of those preliminaries out of the way, we invite you to enjoy the spring commencement ceremony for Middle Georgia State University.
Good afternoon. Please be seated. My name is Dr. David Jenks, and I am the Vice President of Academic Affairs and Provost here at Middle Georgia State University. It is an honor to welcome you to campus. Today, President Blake and I join with MGA faculty and staff, along with parents, relatives, friends, guests, and dignitaries to celebrate our Spring 2025 graduating class. We extend our appreciation to all who have been involved in planning and preparing for today's commencement ceremony. Their efforts has made this one to remember. On this truly special day, we celebrate the achievements of our graduates. This semester, we confer 15 dual enrollment students with degrees and certificates through our Georgia Academy program, making a significant milestone for our institution. They join over 700 graduates, each of whom has persevered to reach their personal achievement. To celebrate the accomplishments of all graduating students, we host 3 commencement ceremonies on campus today, with 2 more taking place tomorrow. These smaller ceremonies provide a personalized experience, ensuring that graduates can celebrate in a way that is both meaningful and memorable. As we gather in celebration, it is also important to acknowledge the challenges and losses we have faced this year. I ask that we take a moment to pause and remember those who are not with us here today. Please your direction to the stage, where you will see an empty chair draped in a black regalia. This chair represents the absence of our beloved students, staff members, faculty members, who have passed away over the year. May their legacy inspire us to continue to make a positive impact in the world and to cherish every moment with those that we love. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor their memory. Thank you. Today, we celebrate commencement, a new beginning. For graduates, that may mean moving away from an area of comfort, leaving the spaces of learning, and possibly parting way with close friends. This commencement ceremony marks the beginning of a new pattern of life, a new schedule, and a new set of responsibilities. However, before the candidates for graduation move on, let us all enjoy today's ceremony and celebrate what has been accomplished. Let's take a moment to recognize just how far all of our graduation candidates have come while so much in life has changed over the course of their studies. Candidates, if you are the first in your family to graduate from college, please stand and remain standing. If you are a parent while being a student, please stand and remain standing. If you are or have been a first responder while being a student, please stand and remain standing. If you're active duty, an armed forces veteran, or in a military family, please stand and remain standing. If you had a full-time or part-time job while taking courses, please stand and remain standing. If you're proud of the work you've done and are ready to receive your diploma, please stand and remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spring 2025 graduating class of Middle Georgia State University. Candidates, you've received a great deal of help getting to this point. This support has come from many people in your life, including family, friends, possibly donors of a scholarship, and members of the Middle Georgia State University community. Let's take time to appreciate those that have helped you get here today. Faculty members, please stand and remain standing. The faculty at Middle Georgia State University have certified that all candidates have completed the requirements for their respective degrees. Their continuous support and dedication to higher education enables us all to be here today. Join me in thanking them with a round of applause. Several others here today helped you on your journey. Parents, please stand and remain standing. Grandparents, please stand and remain standing. Spouses and children, please stand. Siblings, extended family, partners, friends, please stand and remain standing. Candidates, take a moment. Look around. Find your people. Think about those who couldn't be here today. Join me in a round of applause to honor them who helped you attain your goal of being here today. And now, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Kaylee Bork, a sophomore in our BA in Music program.
And bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ring clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Kaylee. Please be seated, everyone. As you reflect on your educational journey here at Middle Georgia State University, it's important to recognize the significant impact that our donors have had on your experience. Please welcome Nancy White, the Executive Director of the Foundation and Vice President for Advancement, who will give greetings on behalf of the MGA Foundation.
I'm delighted to be here today to celebrate your incredible journey of all these graduates. Our MGA Foundation was established to raise private funds dedicated to supporting our students on their path to graduation, and we take immense pride in your achievements today. Thanks to the generous contributions to our foundation, many graduates have received scholarships and emergency assistance. Every MGA grad has benefited from the foundation's support, enhancing their classroom experiences and campus programs. As you embark on your next chapter today, we encourage you to remain engaged as proud alumni throughout your careers. Today, you join a vibrant alumni association of over 47,000 members worldwide. Your ongoing connection to our alumni family will help strengthen MGA as a university. So congratulations on this significant milestone, and go Knights.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you to the Foundation. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Blake. I have the honor of serving as president of Middle Georgia State University. Each year, our Student Honors and Awards Board designates a President's Scholar from the entire senior class. The student chosen has an outstanding academic record, must have been involved in campus and service activities, and have exemplified a true commitment to the mission and the ideals of Middle Georgia State University. The individual speaking to you shortly was selected to represent the senior class of 2025, and she exceeds those qualities. Amanda Jimerson's love for nursing began at the age of 13 when she was diagnosed with lupus and kidney failure. Amanda remembers the nurses who took care of her. This experience started her dream of wanting to become a pediatric oncology nurse. And today, Amanda graduated with her BSN. Her instructors refer to her as a joy to teach, always eager to learn and deeply engaged. She even brings supplies from her own, and I'm going to pronounce it right, peritoneal, her own peritoneal dialysis to class, where she's enriched the learning experience for her instructors and her peers. Her enthusiasm and dedication to sharing her knowledge have made a lasting impact. She has stated more than once how her education at Middle Georgia State has been an asset to her life and her experience. Her faculty are proud of everything that Amanda accomplished, confident she will be, indeed, an outstanding nurse. So it's my pleasure to introduce on behalf of all of you and the success of each and every one of you, to introduce to you Amanda Jimerson. Amanda.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be speaking to you at Middle Georgia State University's 2025 commencement ceremony. I want to start off by thanking the professors for their wisdom, encouragement, and guidance that they have provided for us throughout our time here. I would like to congratulate my fellow graduates and offer a few words before we embark on wherever life takes us next. Today is the day of celebration, a day where we can stand at the threshold of new beginnings. It is a day that marks the end of one chapter and the exciting start of another. But for me, today represents something even more profound. It symbolizes a journey not just of academic growth, but of survival, strength, and most importantly, the power of hope. 3 years ago, I found myself in a battle for my life, struggling to breathe and fighting against an invisible force that seemed much stronger than I was. A ventilator became my lifeline, and I was confined to a world where every breath felt like a victory, and every moment outside that machine felt like a dream I wasn't sure I'd be able to wake from. But in those moments, when hope seemed distant and the future uncertain, something remarkable happened. I realized that, just like any struggle, giving up was never an option. The fight wasn't just for survival, it was for my dreams, my purpose, and my future. And as I came off that ventilator, each breath I took, it wasn't a sign of recovery, it was a reminder of resilience. I stopped thinking if, but I started thinking when. Today, as we stand here on the stage, we are reminded that our journey, whether it's one of overcoming personal obstacles, academic challenges, or moments of doubt, does not end when we reach this moment. In fact, this moment is a new beginning. It's a beginning where we can breathe freely again, where our dreams are no longer confined by limitations. I know many of you here have faced your own challenges, whether seen or unseen, and at some point you have wondered if it was all worth it. You may have felt like giving up was easier than pushing forward, but let me tell you this, do not ever give up on your dreams. No matter how far away they seem, no matter how difficult the road ahead may be, always remember that hope is the breath that keeps us going. One thing to remember is to always be tougher than the situation you are in. Graduating today is not just a testament of our intelligence, our hard work, or our achievements. It's a testament to our courage. To every late night, every tear shed, every moment of doubt, and every small or large victory along the way. We've made it this far, and now it's time to take a deep breath and embrace our future. The world is full of possibilities, and it's waiting for us to step into it with all of our strength, all of our passion, and all of our hopes. You've already proven that you have what it takes to face the hardest battles and rise above them. So no matter where life takes you from here, never forget to breathe, never forget to hope, and never forget that your dreams are worth fighting for. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Amanda. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our Spring 2025 commencement speaker. Ms. Tracy Rivas is a licensed attorney and citizen of the Yuchi and Muskogee tribes from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tracy Rivas is a director of advocacy for the Okmulgee National Park and Preserve Initiative, a movement to create Georgia's first national park and make the Muskogee tribe co-manager of their ancestral homelands. She previously served as the first female chief of staff for Muskogee Creek Nation Principal Chief David Hill, following roles as acting tribal administrator, acting secretary of housing, and gaming commissioner. Rivas earned her Juris Doctorate and tribal law certificate from the University of Kansas School of Law. She served as a congressional intern for Arizona Representative Raul Grijalva, and later testified to the Senate Committee on Indian Affairs about her experience seeking access to care within the Indian Health Services. Please welcome our commencement speaker, Tracy Rivas.
Well, good morning and good afternoon, depending on which time zone you're in. I don't know sometimes. Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, honored guests, and most importantly, the phenomenal, resilient, and unstoppable graduating class of 2025. And before I dive into this, I must say that I am just in awe looking at you today. It is such an impressive moment for you to be here, and I just congratulate you from the bottom of my heart, because I remember those moments. I'm wondering if we're ever going to make it, and do I belong here? And I'm just so impressed looking out. So again, off script, but I had to say it. Let me begin by saying what a joy and profound privilege it is to be standing before you on such a monumental occasion. Thank you to Middle Georgia State University for extending this beautiful invitation to speak today. It is an honor I cherish deeply and one that I do not take lightly. Today is a day of celebration, reflection, and transformation. And I know you're going to hear this all throughout, but these are true words. Whether you are graduating from the School of Arts and Letters or the School of Business, you now take your rightful place in this institution's rich, evolving, and inspiring story. So congratulations, class of 2025. Fasen Dijiha went Akeda Tracy Rivas SAT, Sahesafani SAT. My name is Tracy Rivas. My Yuchi name is Sahesafani, which means she who stands. She stands upright. And I am truly, truly honored to be here with humility, pride, and an open heart of gratitude. Now, when I was invited to speak, I paused and took a deep breath. I reflected on my own journey, not just the polished moments that make for tidy resumes, perfect Instagram posts, but the messy ones, the trying ones, the tear-streaked, soul-searching, resilient ones. I thought back to each one of my graduations, each crossing the stage and each step forward into the unknown. And do you know what I remembered? I remembered the joy, the pride, the nerves, some annoyance depending on who was there that day. I remember the outfit that I spent too much money on. I remembered the heels that I wore one time, and then I remembered at the end of the day how much I regretted that decision. I remembered the people who hugged me tight, the photos we swore we'd never forget, and I remembered that feeling, that surge in your chest when your name is called, and that brief flash of eternity when all of your hard work converges into a single, shining, shimmering moment as you cross the stage and turn your tassel. But I couldn't, for the life of me, remember any of the speakers. Not in high school, not in my undergrad, not in graduate school, and not even law school. Isn't that crazy? So why am I here? And maybe you'll forget me too. And you know what? That is perfectly fine. Because what I want you to hear and what I hope that you never forget, that this day, this is your day, your day. This moment, this breath in time, this giant, gorgeous milestone that whispers in your spirit, you made it. You made it. No matter how long it took you, No matter how many times you doubted, no matter the late nights, the early mornings, the failures, the wins, the tears, and yes, the caffeine-fueled marathons, you did this, and you deserve every single bit of it. So let's take a moment right now and clap for yourself, and do not stop clapping until you feel seen, until you feel loved, and until you feel truly, deeply, radically celebrated. Cheers for yourself. You got more in you. Come on. Any more? A little bit more. There you go. Today, I want to offer you a challenge, a theme or a mantra, if you will, a compass for the next brilliant chapter of your life. And that message is be elemental. Elemental, as in the four great natural elements: fire, water, wind, and earth. And no, this is not the same as your grandparents' earth, wind, and fire. This is not September, but we can still groove tonight. And if you get that, then congrats to you. But fire, water, wind, and earth. They may sound like poetic metaphors, maybe even something out of a fantasy novel or a spiritual retreat. But don't let the simplicity fool you. These forces of nature are ancient, unyielding, and endlessly powerful. And they are just like you. But before I break it all down, I want to share a poem that has stayed with me through love, loss, reinvention, and rebirth. It's from the late, great Jim Henson, creator of the Muppets, and it comes from his show, Fraggle Rock. And I carry this book with me. It's called It's Not Easy Being Green, because you never know where you'll find inspiration. And it says, you can be a coward, you can be a king. You can be the kind of kid that teaches us to sing. You can be whatever your little heart desires. You can be a walking, talking, breathing ball of fire. Maybe a mountain, maybe a stone, maybe a river winding around to find a home. You can crawl away, you can fly higher. You can be a walking, talking, breathing ball of fire. And that line, a walking, talking, breathing ball of fire, has always lit something in me, because I believe that is what you all are, and I believe that is what you are called to be. So let's start with fire. Fire is energy. Fire is passion. Fire is that divine spark that lives in your belly, that one that keeps you up at night dreaming, planning, and creating. Fire cooks your food. It warms your home. It lights up the darkest of nights. But fire can also destroy. It can rage. It can reduce things to ash. And yet, from ashes, new life is born. In nature, controlled burns clear old growth and make way for new life. Sometimes you need warmth, and sometimes you need to burn it all down and start fresh. So what does fire mean to you? It means carry the passion. It means protect your light. It means sometimes when the world becomes too heavy, too cluttered, too false, maybe it's time to light the match and begin again. Don't fear the fire, become it. Next, water. Water is the great transformer, the healer, the patient companion that carves canyons and nourishes roots. Water adapts. It finds a way. It moves around the boulder instead of through it. It changes forms, solid, liquid, and vapor, but never loses its essence. Water teaches us that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it waits. Sometimes it drips for years until the mountain breaks. In life, you will be asked to adapt, to soften, to flow. And that, my friends, is not weakness. That is wisdom. Be resilient, be deep, be water. Wind. Wind is freedom, movement, transformation. It is invisible yet undeniable. It carries seeds and dreams and stories. It shakes the trees and lifts the wings of birds. It can whisper or howl, a lullaby or a battle cry. Wind reminds us to be light on our feet, be open to change, to follow the nudges, the signs, the instincts that say, go this way or go that way. Be curious, be open, be wind. And finally, earth. Earth is foundation, the ground beneath our feet, the soil that holds both history and hope. It is where our ancestors walked. It is where our children will play. It is what connects us to each other and to something larger. Earth grounds us. It reminds us who we are, where we come from, and what we value. Never forget your roots. Never forget the hands that held you up or the shoulders that you stand on. Grow upward, yes, but stay grounded. Be rooted, be steady, and be earth. Life is unpredictable, and here's the truth. You cannot predict what is coming. Storms will hit, fires will burn, earthquakes will shake you, but you can prepare, you can adapt, and you can grow. In my own personal life, I had always dreamed of going to law school. I was the first in my family to have graduated from college and to go on to postgraduate studies. But my dream, my ultimate goal, was law school. I had earned a full scholarship. I had moved to the town to start that school. I had just gotten engaged, and my life was perfect. Everything that I thought at that moment was perfect. And my first semester, I began to lose weight. I became pale, and I had zero energy. And just weeks before my first finals, I was sent to the doctor, and it was determined that I had a large mass the size of a softball that was sitting inside of my chest. And I had to choose in that moment either my dream or my life. And I had to withdraw, and I was ultimately diagnosed with cancer. Over the next 2 years, I fought cancer 3 times, and during my second relapse, I was in the hospital for a stem cell transplant. And lying in that hospital bed, that dream of law school kept calling to me. I reapplied to start over. And as I was about to restart school, I was told, "You're dying," and that you cannot go back to school. And yet again, that same decision, I'm facing my dream or my life. And I asked my oncologist if I could return to school and still continue treatment. He said, "Why not?" I went back. The fiance was gone, the scholarship was gone, and I ended up doing radiation every day for the first 8 weeks to restart from the beginning. And that year, I finally finished my first year of law school, and that summer, I earned a congressional internship where I was asked to submit testimony in front of the Senate Committee on Indian Affairs for American Indian Healthcare, my personal story to make a difference. And eventually, I graduated. And I share this with you today, not to make you sad or to scare you, but to tell you to dream. Be tenacious, be resilient, be adaptable. Be a walking, talking, breathing ball of fire. Sometimes you will need to be patient like water, and sometimes you will need to ride the winds of change. Sometimes you'll need to ground yourself like the earth, and sometimes you will need to set the match and begin again. Seasons will change, and you will need to expect the unexpected, but whatever comes, be elemental. Congratulations, class of 2025. I cannot wait to watch what you, our next generation of walking, talking, breathing balls of fires, will do next. Thank you.
Tracy, in gratitude for your time and thoughtful words for us today, an honorarium has been given to the Middle Georgia State Foundation in your name. Nancy White, Vice President of University Advancement and Executive Director of the Middle Georgia State University Foundation, has a small token of our appreciation for your time here today. Thank you both. On behalf of the Middle Georgia State University faculty, it is my honor to congratulate the spring 2025 graduates on this special occasion. Commencement is a time to recognize your academic accomplishments, so we join your family and friends in celebrating your success. As we call the names of the degree candidates, graduate students will be called first. These graduate students will be hooded. Hooding is the first of 2 important academic rituals that take place during today's ceremony. It is reserved for graduate students and will be performed by the academic deans, who will place the hood over the candidate's head. This action symbolizes the passing of knowledge from the academic community to the graduate and signifies the graduate's inclusion into that community. For the hooding, graduate students, this is important. This is the directions that actually come in graduation ceremonies. When you're coming to the stage, you will come up the ramp. There is a square here. You'll hand your hood to the dean that'll be standing on the stage, then turn around and face the audience. The dean will put the hood over the top of your head, and then you will come across, shake hands, and then step over here to the president. The president will stop you if you try and get by him, because he is going to hand you a diploma and he is going to get a picture with you. He keeps them all in his scrapbook, so don't for any reason try and get past him. If you have any questions about the directions, I'll be right here in the middle. Feel free to stop and ask. Y'all ready to cross the stage? All right. And now, assisting with the presentation of degree candidates, our President Blake, academic deans, our registrar, Miss Angie O'Neill, and our commencement caller, Dr. Jennifer Brannon.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Brannon, Vice President for Student Affairs. It's my pleasure to call forth each of the graduates participating in today's ceremony. Candidates for the graduate degrees in the School of Arts and Letters, please come forward when directed to receive congratulations from Dean Wooten, Dean Balding, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. Randy Mark Drummond, Master of Arts, Technical and Professional Writing. Jamie Head, Technical and Professional Writing. Michael Brian Romano, Technical and Professional Writing, Teaching College Writing. Kendra Array Watson, Technical and Professional Writing, and Teaching College Writing. Teresa Marie Wheatstruck, Technical and Professional Writing. The distinguished Rick Devins, Public Relations, Strategic Business Communications. Joycelyn Anicia Driscoll, Public Relations, Strategic Business Communications. Mazi Ivana Pilari Ellis, Public Relations. Jordan R. Gaynor. Oops. I'm sorry. Next are the candidates for graduate, undergraduate degrees in the School of Arts and Letters. They will receive congratulations from Dean Wooten, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. So, I already called him. Kathy Akiku Rice, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Arts of Applied Art and Design. Calicia Michelle Asquith, English. Hannah Nicole Baker, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, English. Rose Marie Goddard, English. Caden O. Sumner, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, English. India Namaya Wilcox, English. Aaron M. Alexander, History and Psychology. Caitlin Ashley Blackwell, History. Jared Brooks, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, History. Brianna Faith Gunderman, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, History. Adam Richardson, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, History. Jonathan Robbins, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, History. Ryan James Shumshock, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, History. William Cody Wilson, History. Andreas Hernandez, Interdisciplinary Studies. Caitlin Hernandez, Interdisciplinary Studies. Justin Joseph Baker, New Media Communications. Catherine Elizabeth Kogan, New Media and Communications. Merlise May Dickens Morse, New Media Communications. Nicole Montserrat, New Media and Communications. Anya? Anaya Simone Young, Media and Communications. Nicholas Jordan Berry, Music. Connor Richard Wyndham, Music. Marshall W. Causey, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Political Science. Levi? Cale Levi Hall, Associate of Arts, Core Curriculum. Baron Leviticus Sibling, Associate of Arts. Oh, yeah. I'll let them see. Michon Denise Atkins. Oops. There's a master's degree. Yes. Okay, they're going to tell me. Master's of Professional Leadership. Yeah, we're doing cards. Joshua Matthew Arthur, Master of Professional Leadership. Timothy Andrew Hill, Professional Leadership. Carlicia Hinton, Professional Leadership.
Just Jade. Kirsten Jade.
Kirsten J. Merriweather, Professional Leadership. Jeremy Lee Ottinger, Professional Leadership.
Maribel Ponce.
Maribel Ponce, Professional Leadership. Jonathan Hill Pope, Professional Leadership. Antonios Jamal Samuels, Professional Leadership. Christopher Sims, Professional Leadership.
Karen Paulette Spanauer.
Karen Paulette Spanauer, Professional Leadership. Jonathan M. West, Professional Leadership. Christopher John Williamson, Professional Leadership. Jamal Anthony Carter, Management. Andrea Dawn Dorito, Management. Brittany Forbes, Management. Carrie Graham, Management. Lauren Smith, Management. Jamise Chantel Johnson, Management. Gwendolyn K. Jones, Management. Benjamin Page, Management. Allison Grace Saw, Management.
So the undergraduates now.
Next, the candidates for undergraduate degrees in the School of Business will receive congratulations from Dean Miller, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. Katie Gail Arnold, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, and in Aviation Science and Management. Afton L. Ruffin, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Business. Andres Felipe Alvarez Osario, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Business Administration. Shamyak Bhushan Bajrasaria, Business. Alyssa Baker, Business. Kiana Renee Close, Business Administration. Wesley Ann Coffey, Business Administration. Tia Leanne Collins, Business Administration. Wesley Colwell, Business Administration. Caroline Duncan Crane, Business Administration. Ifanye Wilford Isanya, Business Administration. Zane Falk, Business Administration. Marina Jade Foster, Business Administration. Stephen M. Gallego, Business Administration. Carly Renee George, Business Administration. Alondra Gutierrez, Business Administration. Anitha Ami Johnson, Business Administration. Rebecca Ann Johnson, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, President, Business Administration. Gwendolyn Renee Knight, Business Administration. Jamisa Julia Lachey McCall, Business Administration. Betty Abigail Mills, Business Administration. Kiera N. Mitchell, Business Administration. Shanice A. Nesby, Business Administration. Deanna Ochoa, Business Administration. Mauricio Ochansky, Business Administration. Janiyah Phillip, Business Administration. Cora Russell, Business Administration. Lura Schultz, Business Administration. Marisol Iris Soto, Business Administration. Juliet Lane Stevens, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Business Administration. Noah Austin Taylor, Business Administration.
That's the troublemaker.
Edward Lauren Wilmer, Business Administration.
Zoya Weiss.
Zoria Weish, Business Administration. Michelle Lee Edwards, Health Services Administration. Christy Graham, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Health Service Administration. Stephanie Telfair Hutchins, Health Services Administration. Ruby Lamb, Health Service Administration. Sanaya Manelis, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Health Services Administration. I know, I just want to let them quit yelling. Taylor Spaventa Purser, Health Services Administration. Ashley Riley, Health Services Administration. Deja Robinson, Health Services Administration. Chantal Williams, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Health Services Administration. Jessica Lee Williamson, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Health Services Administration. Sierra Jillian Biggs, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Sports Management. No. Alexis McKenzie Cosgrove, Sports Management.
Dinner.
Chandler Scott Dennard, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Sports Management. Jaden Dwayne Dorte, Sports Management. Anthony Kimbrell, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Sports Management. Caleb Martell Love, Sports Management. James McDaniel, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Sports Management. Brianna McCrae, Sports Management. Yadiel Enrique Perez, Sports Management. Andrew Jackson Preston, magna cum laude, Prestwood. Andrew Jackson Prestwood, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Sports Management. James Skelton, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Sports Management. Nima Raymond, Political Science. Niamari C. Moody, Media and Communications.
Raphael Wodarczyk.
Say it one more time.
Raphael Wodarczyk.
Raphael Wodarczyk, cum laude, President's List Scholar, New Media and Communications.
This is always one of my favorite parts of the ceremony, where I pass it off to the president to confer your degrees. I don't think I've ever heard so many identifiers as people walking across the stage. That's my man, that's my husband, that's my best friend. So I'll keep into that theme. That's my president. President Blake, on behalf of the faculty, I proudly present these candidates who have now satisfied all requirements for graduation and ask that you confer upon them their respective degrees.
So, graduates, before I do that, I can give you my personal congratulations and my gratitude to you as the leader of this university that you chose Middle Georgia State. You have my respect and my gratitude. Thank you. So these few words that I'm about to say are very short, but they signify a big milestone in your life that changes the trajectory of the rest of your life and the careers that you follow. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree or certificate you have so diligently pursued, with all of the rights and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Graduates, as you transition now from a student and a candidate to that of a graduate and a member of our alumni family, we'd like to celebrate this moment with a Middle Georgia tradition, which is the turning of the tassel. The tassel is the thing on your cap. Mine is already sewed in, so I can't do it. But if you have a tassel, would you move it over to the right side and ask the person next to you, what is your right side? It's an academic. Turn it to the right. Somebody will help you identify right if you get a bit confused. It's an academic ritual that goes back centuries, that when you graduate, it moves over to the left. So we're going to do that to each other. And to help us, we have people that sat in your chairs in previous years. Welcome back some alumni who are going to help us do that. These are our Middle Georgia State alumni. Give them a round of applause. And what I'm going to ask our graduates to do is now to stand up. Would you rise, please, graduates, and say hi to the person in front of you. And in a moment, I'm going to count down and then ask our alumni to turn the tassel on the front row only onto that of a graduate on the left side. And then I want the front row to turn around and do that to the second row and the third row. You got degrees, you can figure this out. You are bright people. So, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the class of 2025. Please be seated. Please be seated. So, class of 2025, as president, I get the right of the final lecture, but it's a very short one, I assure you. Our faculty and our staff have sought to encourage the very best of you, as of all of the people here who have loved and supported you on this journey. Some of you will return and continue your education. Others of you will move on into careers and new places. Wherever you go, you will now forever be MGA alumni. That is a relationship in which we take pride, and we hope you will too, and we hope you will stay connected to Middle Georgia through our Alumni Association. I have a request of you, however. You have received your degree, and that was earned by you. But as educated individuals, it is our responsibility to help our society to appreciate the knowledge and wisdom that a degree can give. Your degrees are indeed granted for your empowerment, but also for you to help and support the common good, the world in which we live. We need to do that together. Throughout this ceremony, we've talked about transitions and the big one in your life today. It is my pleasure to introduce shortly our alma mater, a tradition that when we became a state university in 2015, we founded, and we play our alma mater. And for those of you who have better voices than me, you'll see it on the stage, on the screen, led by Dr. Rebecca Lanning's choir, and the words will be underneath it, and I hope you will sing along. I'm going in a moment to ask you to rise for that, sing the alma mater, and then to stay standing for the very final act of commencement. So for now, would you please, everyone in the room, rise for our alma mater and enjoy that sung by the Middle Georgia Chamber Singers under the direction of Dr. Rebecca Lanning.
Through the rolling hills of Georgia, in the heart of the great Peach State, we build our future-shaping lives. The quest is ours to take, with boundless possibilities and the lessons of the past. We sons and daughters of MGA, our friendships ever last. We knights of truth and honor, with knowledge as our sword, we raise our voices loud and clear, our hearts at MGA.
Couple of housekeeping points. If you shook my hand, and I believe we did quite a lot, you probably means that you have shaken the hands of about 300 other people. Do not put a cookie in your mouth until you go and use the hand sanitizer on the way out. Secondly, a lot of people have worked hard to prepare for this day. Some of them you can see, some of them you can't see, but to all of my colleagues, let's give them a round of applause to thank them. And finally, I ask our guests to stay and allow the graduates to recess after the recessional party, and for you to please stay standing at this point. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, faculty and staff, it is my honor to declare that you are now new members of the MGA alumni, and that these commencement exercises are formally concluded. Go Knights!